Go on, Sugar Ray.
What?
Go on, Sugar Ray. What can you do?
What on that? It's too noisy, isn't it?
Go on.
Yeah, but
No, go.
all the media are going to look, aren't
No,
they?
they're not. They're all looking at actually the proper boxer.
Later on we'll do it properly. We'll do it properly later on. Because everyone thinks I'm a right tip.
No one was paying any attention.
Later on when there's no one, I'll do it properly.
How are you?
Good, mate, how are you?
Yeah, all good, all good. The customary Joshua media day before fight week.
Look at the media turnout. Pan around.
I know.
Massive.
Have you got meetings today?
No, why?
I thought you were scheduled to meet Mr. Amir Khan.
No, not today. Looks like tomorrow.
Okay.
Town, yeah.
Oh, he's in London?
Yes.
Of course, yes.
He's doing Sky Sports today, and tomorrow he's in town. And we've got a press conference tomorrow.
Yes, you're announcing the 27th show
It's
at the
a
cover
monster,
box.
you know?
Okay. He didn't put any names on the press release. Is there a couple of surprises?
Not
on
really.
There,
I mean, it's a real fight fans card. You know, it hasn't got the names that maybe going to attract the casuals, but I think fight fans are going to absolutely love it. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 complete 50-50s. So, yeah.
Okay.
Tomorrow, midday.
When you're announcing the final fight on the card,
Well, there's 2 fights to announce, actually.
Okay.
One, I think, could be in the next hour or so.
Well, this ain't going to go out until for a while. Couple of hours.
But I've just got to wait. I don't want to say it and then
Fair
it don't
enough.
happen. So then you have to cut out the video later.
Fair enough.
So we shall see. Do you want to get this? Because like you don't want to miss this, do you?
Probably not.
No, go on.
We'll carry on.
Yeah.
Go on.
I'm trying. As long as he's up for it.
Picking this back up, obviously, yeah. Where was we? You're talking about tomorrow, I think.
Tomorrow, the Copper Box show. AJ undercard. Then we were talking about.
AJ undercard, yes. So you're going to announce.
Yeah, there's 2 more fights to be had. Well, one is someone who's already on, and in a big fight, and then there's one other fight to come as well. Yeah.
Okay. Are you looking to announce that today?
I hope one will be announced today. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Reflection, obviously, from the weekend. First of all.
I thought it was a great night. I mean, firstly, we absolutely smashed the record.
Yeah, I saw
in
that.
terms of ratings for boxing, which was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It was great news for boxing. You know, over 1 million, and just brilliant. I mean, Amir Khan's always a draw, but you know, what it shows you is they're ready to go for the new season. So that was great. And then obviously I hope to meet Amir tomorrow after the press conference and talk about the next fight. Brook, Manny Pacquiao, a couple of other options as well, and we'll see what direction he wants to go. I have to be honest. I watched the fight back, and I thought some of the commentary and the comments were a little bit unfair on Amir Khan, to be honest with you. I mean, you can't really use the Le Greco fight as his comeback fight because it went 29 seconds. So really, that was his first fight after the Canelo defeat and being out for 2 years. And you know, I know he got sloppy in the second round, but I thought it was a good performance. And he's going to improve from that performance. You know, I read Buncey's thing. Buncey's over there. Oh, Amir, you know, he's got to retire now. He's not going to improve. He's not. I mean, like, he's capable of winning world titles. Well, how can you want to retire when you've got all these massive fights ahead of you? So yeah, I think some people are always quick to criticise, and you know, generally, I think it was a good performance. Very exciting.
Everything that's sort of Amir Khan saying kind of indicates that the Brook fight, he says, kind of will possibly wait. The Manny Pacquiao fight won't, because we don't know how long Manny Pacquiao's got left in his
I think we go around the houses on this question. Amir, if he had his preference, would fight Manny Pacquiao. He's always wanted to fight him. He thinks that he's a big global star, and that is his preference. But that fight is not necessarily easy to make because of the demands of both fighters. So the Brook fight right now, I think is actually very easy to make. For the first time ever, I think a deal can be put together where Kell would have to say, I mean, both guys are never going to be happy with a deal, but I think there's a deal that can be put together where Kel says, you know what, I'll take that deal, and Amir goes, I can't turn that down. And that's generally when you get a fight over the line. So we'll see.
Have you got a kind of date penciled in when you want that fight?
No, I mean, I think
happen?
the Pacquiao fight would take place early December, and Kell Brook fight could take place a bit later in December. But I think, again, in an ideal world, I think Amir would wait till February or March to fight. But Pacquiao wants to fight in December. So if it is Brook, maybe it waits till February or March, and maybe Brook runs out in October, November. But if it's Pacquiao, I think it'll happen in December.
Have you spoken to Pacquiao's team since the Amir Khan fight?
Several times.
And you're kind of...
They want the fight, you know, they like the fight. It's just a case of where, money, various different things. So, again, I don't, you know, from those conversations, it's not that I necessarily think, oh, it's on the verge, because, you know, it's a lot of money in terms of the demand of both fighters in that fight. So, we'll have to see.
But you're going to draw a line under it when?
Don't really. I mean, I think if it's going to happen in December, you've probably got 2 or 3 weeks. But you know, it's not like we're working on off this vicious deadline.
Is there any possibility of Kell Brook getting the Manny Pacquiao fight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he'll want less to fight Pacquiao than Amir will, I think. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah, obviously we're at the Joshua Media Day. Yeah, next week, Wembley. 75, 80?
80. We'll have 80,000 in there.
80,000 in there.
The beast.
The beast, Joshua-Povetkin.
Was that drugs test? Oh, wow. You boys are on it. Right? Oh, no, don't do me.
Yeah, just the word on that, really.
Just another phenomenal, huge event. I mean, to have over 80,000 at the National Stadium again. Do you know he's had over 300,000 people watch his last 4 fights? And I'm a bit nervous about this fight because I know World of Boxing, I know Rybinski, I know what it means to them and to Russia for Povetkin to win. So you're going to have a very, very determined fighter, a skilled fighter that can really punch. But I expect a brilliant performance from AJ. And I expect a brutal performance, to be honest, because I think part of him, you know, in the Parker fight, I know he won like nearly every round, but he didn't have his normal sort of knockout style there. So I think he wants to do a job, and I think he wants to knock Povetkin out. But I think it's going to be a very tough fight. I wouldn't be surprised if things were nip and tuck for 4, 5, 6 rounds. I wouldn't be surprised to see both fighters hurt in the fight as well. But I think it's going to be a war. I do. And I'm looking forward to it because one thing is unquestionable, and that is that Anthony Joshua is the #1 heavyweight in the world. Bar none. We're just talking in there, you know. You can't bluff the record. You can't bluff history. And when you look at who he's beaten already in such a short space of time, you know, you talk about Lennox Lewis, you talk about Vladimir Klitschko, look where they were after 21 fights. It's phenomenal what he's doing. He's going to be around for a long time, and he's going to beat everyone. But this is just another test. I think it's a good fight for AJ, a really good test for him. And, you know, like I say, if you don't believe me, look at the independent rankings, Ring Magazine rankings. Anthony Joshua #1, Deontay Wilder #2, Alexander Povetkin #3. So he's not fighting 2, he's fighting 3. And you know what? In his last fight, he fought #3 as well, in Joseph Parker at the time. So, you know, his CV is faultless, especially for someone who had just 21 fights.
If he comes through 22nd of this month, who would you say currently is the front runner for April 13th?
Well, we'd like the front runner to be Deontay Wilder. I mean, it's over a week now since we sent an email to Shelley Finkel saying, look, we need to plan for April because we've got to make a decision fairly soon after the Povetkin fight. We've sent you a contract on all the terms that you agreed. I know this is getting boring. And we've signed it. So it's all very well saying in the media, oh yeah, but we want this now and we want that. Just tell us what you want and we'll negotiate. But if you won't even reply to an email, or you keep refusing meetings, or you won't send paperwork, how the fuck do you expect to make a fight? And I know that people have got their views on what's happened, or you might have your views on us, but whether you think I wanted the fight to happen in September, October, or you didn't believe me now, what do you think now? That they refused meetings for that fight. They wouldn't send contracts. Now they won't even reply to emails, reply to signed contracts. They won't even tell us what they want. How are you supposed to make a fight? It's really frustrating. So in that respect, the only fight Joshua wants really after Povetkin is Wilder. But the other fights, the front runners for that fight, Dillian Whyte, Jarrell Miller, Alexander Usyk, if he beats Tony Bellew. I mean, that could be a WBO mandatory. Tony Bellew could be the WBO mandatory.
That would give you a dilemma then,
They
wouldn't
wouldn't fight Josh. We'll keep that one separate. But, you know, I think really all eyes are on Povetkin, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be a tough fight.
What's the situation regarding Dillian Whyte and Derek Chisora at the moment?
I spoke to Del Boy last night. I spoke to Dillian yesterday. We're going to talk tomorrow. That fight looks good for December 22nd at the O2. That's what we're trying to do, and hopefully we can get it over the line.
Okay, December 22nd. Oh, because there's rumours of another show being put on that
but
day
it's
as
like,
well.
you know, you get to a situation where on December 22nd, in December, there is only 2 venues that you could do that fight. One is Manchester and one is the O2. In Manchester, they didn't have any dates. At the O2, they had December 22nd. So if your little comments there were like, you're doing a show on the same night as Warrington Frampton, we got to run our own business. Will Warrington Frampton affect the pay-per-view of Chisora against Whyte? No. So I don't have to make a decision based on that pay-per-view. Do you know what I mean? I know I've got to deliver that fight in December, and the only date I can deliver it is December 22nd. And you might say, well, why don't you go to another venue? Tell me one.
I mean,
Tell me one.
nothing's been announced yet, but that's the rumoured date for that fight.
Yeah, but nothing's been announced yet.
Yeah,
so it's not even like...
No, I know, but we just, you know...
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if it is announced, and then it's nothing against Carl Frampton or Josh Warrington or even Frank Warren. That's the only date we can go. And by the way, if we were up against Fury Wilder, we wouldn't go on the 22nd. But you know, it's not going to affect our pay-per-view. So that is, if the fight gets made, that is the likely date for that fight.
So where do you? I mean, if Brook can't say is to happen this year, where do you kind of put that then?
Millennium Stadium.
Right.
Yeah.
That's within the first couple of weeks.
We have the 1st, the 8th, and the 15th held at the Millennium Stadium.
Right. 1st, 8th, and 15th.
Yeah.
Okay. What's happening with your Vegas show?
Well, again, it was always November 17. So we have these, as you know, these 12 standard shows in the US and 4 big ones. Our big one was due on November 17, which is probably still the case, but we were waiting on Wilder Fury because that was supposed to be November 17. So we were going to move ours till December. Now they're saying Wilder Fury might happen in December, so we might still go with a big one on November 17, or we may just go in December anyway, not on the 1st. I mean, there's a fight we wouldn't go on the same night as, for example. So, but again, we're waiting for an announcement. I mean, I can't believe they would be as soppy to try and announce the fight on AJ Fight Week. I mean, the whole fight's going to be built around anti-Joshua. So actually, they might as well announce it on AJ Povetkin Fight Week. So that'd be funny if they do. And you can do another interview with Frank. I saw your one the other day. It's fucking hilarious. So funny.
But there is a lot of dates that are going to be clashing between now and the end of the
we're
year.
doing 40 shows a year.
Yeah.
How can we not? I'm clashing with my own shows.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
I mean, I've got a situation where HBO gave me a date of October 27th for Danny Jacobs. On October 27th as well is the WBSS on DAZN. So that's not ideal. On the 27th, on the same night, I've got a show at the Copper Box, and now I've got Danny Jacobs the same night. You know? So sometimes schedules clash, sometimes travel clash is a nightmare. I'm doing 40 shows a year, and we're about to announce another deal in the next month or so for another 8 shows internationally. And then another one probably for another 8 as well. So it's going to be like 56 shows a year, which is every weekend. So how can I'm going to clash all the time, you know?
All right.
All that matters is that you come to my shows. You're semi-retired now, anyway.
No, I'm not semi-retired. No.
You are. You don't go to a lot of stuff anymore.
I have to do it in priority of what's done first.
I've noticed sometimes you're not even bothering.
What are you talking about?
Various stuff. I'm not mentioning names of shows, but you send other people.
I don't send other people. It's a team game. It's like you on the 27th. You're not going to be at your Copper Box show, are you?
I'll be in New York with Danny Jacobs.
Okay, there you go. Can't be in two places
Bazza
at once.
will be there. I said to Bazza, we've got a show clash, October 27th. We've got one at Copper Box, we've got one at New York. I said, I need you to go to one. You want me to do the New York one? I went, no, Copper Box. Yeah.
All right, okay. Anything else you want to add? Obviously, we're going to see you tomorrow at this press conference.
No, see you tomorrow.
Eddie Hearn, thank you very much.
No milk in it either.
No milk and what?
And that black coffee.
Oh, right. Blame him.
Yeah, with milk.
What something doing?
What have I got to do?
Do it yourself. No, I'm saying get your own coffee next time. Update on Bellew-Usyk. So, 10th, Manchester?
No, nothing agreed
November.
yet. I mean, we're still working on it with the governing bodies, and like I said, Bellew will only take that fight if every belt's on the line. So, we're seeing if that's in order. Deal not quite done yet, but hopeful. November 10 in Manchester is a possibility. When will we know? This week? Next week? We're on it.
Okay, but what's the situation with the WBA and Lebedev?
I think we'll be okay. I think that's one thing we've got to clear. But I think the main thing is the winner of the fight is done with that title anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like
So
Usyk would move up and Bellew would probably retire.
Yeah.
So there's a chance that belt could become vacant anyway.
Okay, but that's you hope to announce within the next couple of weeks?
If it gets done, yeah.
If it gets done. Why are you being coy with that one?
I'm just telling you the truth. It ain't done yet.
All right.
What do you want me to say? It's on. It's on. It's not signed. We ain't got a date or venue, but it's on. There you go. And then we'll worry about it later. But no, I'll tell you when it's on.
Eddie Hearn, thank you very much.